of mobile phones in schools, whether teachers approve of them or not. Hello, I'm Melissa and this is Sadia, and we are from the Community School of Auchterarder. We've been looking into mobile phones in schools. To find out more, we have been interviewing teachers and pupils about how they feel about using mobile phones in schools. We have already interviewed the head teacher, Mr. Clyde, and he has said he does not have a problem with pupils using mobile phones in school as long as they are used appropriately. Now I will pass over to Sadia, who interviewed some of the teachers and pupils.
How do you feel about mobile phones in school?
I think they are a really good tool in the classroom. I think if staff use or want pupils to use them for maybe recording notes or homework assignments, I think it's a really good thing. I don't like them out in classes when they ought not to be, or when there's no instruction for them to be out in class, because sometimes they lead to some disruption in classes for the pupils and for the teacher. But all in all, I would want to be in favour of them used in the appropriate way, because there's so many things that mobile phones can be used for positively.
When do you like people to use the phones?
Certainly if they have a phone which can access internet connections. I know that a lot of the senior pupils have been using their phones for their UCAS applications and finding out whether they've been accepted for university. So there are lots of different uses of the phones in school which are really positive and really helpful. So that's when I would encourage them to be using it for those sorts of things.
Do you give pupils a warning before you confiscate their phone?
Yes, absolutely. A pupil in my class would definitely know that I didn't want them to use their phone if they had it out. I would always give them a chance to put it away, and certainly don't particularly enjoy having to confiscate phones, because I know that in some cases that's an emergency contact and that people feel safe with their mobile phones. So they're only really confiscated in where there's been a real abuse of the phone and perhaps something inappropriate on the phone itself, that they would be confiscated.
Okay, thank you. How do you feel about mobile phones in school?
Well, I think that they're a very good asset if used correctly. I think they can be a very positive thing to have in school.
When do you allow pupils to use their mobile phones?
Well, in physics, quite often you have to do research, and if you can use the internet on your mobile phone, then that would be a very good thing to do. So that would be one of the times when I would want it to be used. You can also use it for a calculator, so if people haven't got their calculator, then they can use it in an emergency. However, you're not allowed to use it for SQA exams, so I do encourage them to bring calculators.
Do you give pupils a warning before you confiscate their phones?
If I see somebody texting, I just take it off of them.
Okay. What annoys you about mobile phones?
Just if it's a distraction to the pupils, it annoys me, because they should be focusing on the content of the lesson. They can use the phone at any time for doing their social stuff, but not in class.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Behind me is a class. They're working on their class newspaper and they need to access the internet by using their phones. This shows that using phones in class can be an asset to learning. By 2010, 75% of 12 to 7-year-olds owned a mobile phone, and in the past 5 years that number has increased a lot. Some schools don't allow mobile phones at all due to pupils being able to cheat on tests and in some cases cyberbullying. However, pupils are sometimes allowed to use their mobile phones in class because they can serve as learning aids. Pupils can use them as filming with permission, set homework reminders, access revision websites, log into the school email system, or transfer electronic files between schools at home.